What is up, everybody? Welcome back to B&E Sports Talk. Last week was week 18, and the regular season's over, man.
Yeah, man, it's looking like a good round of playoffs. I like all the matchups that ended up lining up. It seems kind of scripty,
Certain matchups, the storylines are too good to be true, kind of seems.
Yes, and the way everything kind of lined up, it's all a little.
It's cool, though.
Yeah, I do like it. It makes for some good storylines. And on top of that, it makes for some great bets.
Hell yeah,
So,
it does.
Started off with our records from last week. I went 6-2 out of our 8 picks. What about you?
I went 5-2 with hopefully a push. If your app allows money back for an injury, Jalen Hurts got hurt. Either 5-2-1 or 5-3, depending on what app you used. But for our purposes, we count injuries as a push for our records against each other.
Yes.
Okay.
That is how our rules play in the state of Texas.
So today we are talking about our AFC Super Wildcard Weekend player props. We have so many props that we had to split it into 2 videos, so we figured AFC and NFC. Check that out. We're going to upload the AFC video first, and the NFC video will be up within 24 hours, so definitely check out our page for that.
Don't forget to hit the subscribe button.
We're so close.
Right after this video, so then you can tell more people to hit it after the next video.
Yes, we're so close to going live. I think we're just going to go ahead and do it in order of how we feel most confident in them. So we'll start off with the most confident.
My top confident bet of the week is Joe Flacco. I've got him at over 275.5 yards. That sounded sweet to me. Just hit it. And to keep him paired up, I'm going to tag Amari with him too. If Joe Flacco's going over, Amari's going over his 76.5 yards as well. Make sure you pair them together if you can. If not, there's always Flacco touchdowns. I think they're at 1.5. You can take that.
Yeah, actually, top of my list, most confident bets are Joe Flacco over yards and Joe Flacco over 1.5 touchdowns. And the third piece of this is actually over the 0.5 picks. He has thrown over 300 yards in 4 of his last 5 games. He did go under 1 time, but he has thrown a pick in every game he's played. I expect that to continue.
Yep.
It hasn't been detrimental to the team or his play, really. It's just part of his game, and it's fine. So I think all 3 of those bets should hit, really. The Browns have been passing the shit out the ball.
They have.
They flipped the script completely. And our editor just showed me a graphic that said that Joe Flacco is like 5-0 in the first round of playoffs.
6-0 all time in the first round, 5-0 on Wildcard Weekend.
There you go.
Lit. We're going to watch Joe Flacco go hard.
All respect to the Texans. This team has 0 playoff experience.
And they're playing the best defense in the league.
Yeah. Joe Flacco has a Super Bowl. He's going to bring the heat. Take Flacco, guys.
For sure.
Next,
Boom.
I got Kelsey. I think you also have him over the 56.5 yards.
Yep, over 56.5.
We're both in agreement on that. I also have him for an anytime touchdown. In this game, granted, Kelsey hasn't had that good of a year, but it's playoff time.
Playoff Kelsey's hard.
Yeah, playoff Kelsey's hard.
He needs to show up, and he's going to show up.
That's it. I mean, the Chiefs, we all know what the Chiefs are about to go out there and do. It's going to be Mahomes to Kelsey, and then probably a deep shot to some random.
Yep.
That's how the game's going to go, and the Chiefs are probably going to win by 1 touchdown, by 1 possession, or however that may be, in a pretty slow, methodical game. And it's just going to be Travis Kelce getting pounded over the middle over and over again.
Pretty much.
And Pacheco
running
time off the clock.
That'll be a good prop too. I don't have it on my list.
I do, so we're good.
The over on the rushing attempts is what I was thinking.
Ooh, do you remember what it was?
I think it's usually at 13.5 or 14.5.
While we're talking about it, I also have Isaiah Pacheco over 62.5 rushing yards.
Bang.
He's going to have plenty of opportunities to clear this mark. I really don't see him. If he doesn't do this, it's because he wasn't efficient enough. He's going to have ample opportunity to do this.
I agree. Should be plenty of opportunity, plenty of carries.
You can take him for an anytime touchdown as well. That's a little bit more iffy because I can definitely see McKinnon stealing that around the goal line.
McKinnon's hurt.
Good. Okay, yeah. That makes me a lot more confident in a Pacheco touchdown. Yeah, Pacheco anytime touchdown, Pacheco over 62.5. Kelsey over 56.5 yards. Kelsey anytime touchdowns. Those are my Chiefs bets. Do you have any other Chiefs on your list?
That is all for Chiefs. But included in the same game, I've got Tyreek Hill to go over 85.5 yards.
Okay.
It's going to be a little cold, but didn't seem to matter last time when Tyreek was in the cold. He's the one consistent part of the offense. And I expect that to fully continue in a game where he's returning to KC and he wants to hang his nuts.
I expect him to go hard as well. I did leave him off my list. I guess while we're on this game, I'm going to reach pretty far down my list. I'm not this confident in this. Tua over half an interception. I think he throws a pick. It's cold, like you just said. He's not a cold weather quarterback. He never has been. I just think he throws a pick.
Yep.
He's been off. He's thrown 4 picks in his last 2 games. He doesn't look like himself the last 2 weeks.
So I just want to note that this is actually the Dolphins' coldest game in franchise history coming up, with a high projected at 11 degrees Fahrenheit in Kansas City on Sunday.
So you're saying this is the coldest game the Dolphins have ever played?
In franchise history, it is predicted to be near 2 Fahrenheit at kickoff, with winds at 10 to 15 miles per hour.
What's the wind chill?
Like negative something.
Guess what the low in Miami for that day is predicted?
Like 75 or 80.
60.
Oh, dang. That's a cold day in Miami. I'm just thinking about Tua. Like, Tua's from Hawaii. He went to Alabama. Yeah, Alabama definitely does get cold in the winter, but you're not really experiencing tons of that during the football season in Tuscaloosa. Maybe just the Iron Bowl, really. And then after that, college football wraps up for the most part.
Yep. And you're playing indoors after that.
And then he's in Miami. Tua's never had to play in the cold. This is going to be a tough task for him.
It's going to be tough for all of them. They're going to be moving so slow out there. Everybody else but Tyreek's just going to be hauling ass. I expect no change out of Tyreek ever.
Yeah, I pretty much agree with you.
Next, this is my second most confident play. CJ Stroud over a touchdown and a half. If they're going to stay in the game, it's going to mean that CJ Stroud is throwing the ball. And ultimately, that'll lead to 2 touchdowns. I'm rolling with it. He's hit this line more times than not. I confidently play it most weeks.
I like your confidence. I left all the Texans off my list, but I like the confidence in it.
My other Texan that I have on the list is Kaimi Fairbairn to get 2 field goals.
Over 1.5 field goals.
Yeah.
I like that bet.
They're going to be down there a bit, but that Browns defense is going to stand up when they need to stand up. That's going to lead to some field goals.
I could definitely see him getting over 1.5 field goals. I was struggling between him and Aubrey, but like which kicker I wanted to add onto my props.
I took them both.
My actually second highest confidence is Josh Allen over 263.5 pass and rush yards combined.
I like it.
I think he's going to have 200 yards in the first half or more even. And we just have to pray and hope that he has a really good third quarter, because I think he's going to get pulled out of this ball game in the fourth quarter.
That could be, unless Pittsburgh decides they want to show up.
But if Pittsburgh shows up, then he definitely is going to go over.
Yeah.
My only thing is he goes under this is because they're beating the Steelers so bad he just gets pulled out the game.
Right.
But yeah, so I'm taking Josh Allen over 263.5 total yards, and I'm taking Josh Allen rushing touchdown anytime TD over half. Yeah, for sure. I mean,
yeah,
he's going to run one in.
For sure.
He always does.
While we're on Josh Allen, we are going to take that Pittsburgh is going to stand up for at least one play, and they're going to get a pick. Josh Allen to get 1 interception is going to be on my board again this week. It's honestly turning into a confident play the way he throws the ball. Everybody knows what he's going to do with it and where it's going to go. So I'm there. I'm down for the pick again.
The same way I was last week. I don't disagree with you, but I'm not going to bet it.
Yep.
Like, you definitely can't bet the under. That's how I feel.
Isn't that crazy? Both of my pick bets hit last week.
Hell yeah.
Hal and
Allen.
Yep.
Next on my list is going to be Mason Rudolph over half an interception. He has not thrown an interception since he took over.
Sounds like the type of game he's going to throw one.
Bro, he's playing in Buffalo in the playoffs against that defense, playing on his offense. he's going to throw a pick. Another bet that I'm not fully confident in, but I think the line is right. You can take 171 passing yards for Mason Rudolph still. If he stays in the game the whole time, there's garbage time. 171 yards is not that much. It's a little bit scary. You know, it's the Bills, and he's on the Steelers. If you're feeling ballsy, take over on Mason Rudolph yards.
I like it. 175 yards is not a lot of yards.
This is 171 this morning. We'll put the updated odds when we make the graphic.
The Buffalo defense just is not that good.
It's still pretty decent, and they're
It's
playing in
decent,
Buffalo.
but like
that's the thing.
It's not good enough for 175 yards
Yeah.
out of a quarterback.
Yeah, I mean, and he has a couple fast receivers.
Yep.
If they're able to, just make one play, just like they did last week's.
And they're depleted in the secondary a little bit.
Yeah, that is true.
I've got one more guy in this game, Dalton Kincaid, at 36.5 yards. That sounds ultra sweet.
Over.
Line is just low because he's coming back off an injury a couple games ago. Fire him up again because this line is normally at like 50 yards.
I like that too. I was very heavily debating putting him on here. Definitely lock that in.
For sure. And that rounds out my list.
That's all your guys?
Yep,
Okay.
that's 8 picks.
My last two guys on my list, my two least confident bets, still look kind of nice. Jaylen Warren, under 9 rushing attempts. If Najee Harris plays, I mean, they're going to have to be passing the ball this game. And have you been seeing Najee play the last couple weeks?
Oh, he's been going hard.
Yeah, I don't really think they're going to be feeding Jaylen Warren the ball in Buffalo in a playoff game.
It's because Matt Canada is not there anymore. You know how much shit Najee was sitting there talking about Matt Canada? Like, he did not care.
Oh, 100%. He ruined him.
The man went from 1,000 yards to...
like 200.
Didn't he still end up breaking 1,000 yards? He just
he did
struggled.
in the end. But it was like on the worst efficiency you've ever seen.
Yeah. I mean, Matt Canada's ass. Don't hire his one-dimensional ass anywhere.
No. Jaylen Warren under, and my least confident bet of my list is Jerome Ford over 17.5 yards on his first 5 rushing attempts. When I say it's my least confident, I guess it's really just the last one I wrote down because it actually looks pretty sweet. He averages 4 yards a carry, so if he just averages it, it's 20 yards. But I mean, Jerome Ford is always liable to break out for an 8 to 10 yarder every few carries, like every 5-6 carries type thing. If he does that in his first 5 carries, he'll definitely get over the 17.5 yards easily.
For sure.
Those are my 8 players. I know that was definitely more than 8 bets. That's our AFC player props, guys. Pretty solid list, honestly.
It is. I couldn't tell you which one's going to miss.
No, I all of these have, in my opinion, a well over 50% chance to hit. I like all of them. Y'all know how it goes with parlays. There's always some bullshit. Personally, I love the round robin where you can just bet it all in a parlay and it turns into, a million 2-team parlays, 3-team parlays and everything.
Right.
It works itself out.
It's fun.
Y'all enjoy this. This weekend is just going to be awesome. This is always the best weekend of the NFL.
Yeah, it is. It's going to be the most active. Everybody that didn't have a shot to be there and is there now, they're going to be going hard. So
yeah,
be
this
ready
is their
for
week
it.
to show out.
Yep.
Packers, Steelers, shit. Even the Browns. Like, I feel like this is the Browns' time to just...
Right.
They're not supposed to be there.
And you have no idea how bad I wanted to put the Packers beating the Cowboys. I just couldn't do it. It's going to be a good game, though.
I think it'll be decent for like 2.5 quarters.
Yeah. But we'll save that for our later video.
Yes.
All we ask is that y'all hit that subscribe button.
I'm excited about the rest of the playoffs and going in the next season. And I'm definitely excited for this off season when we can start hitting the other sports.
Hit that little red button on the bottom.
Yeah, and please drop comments about what you agree or disagree with. Let us know. We'd love to interact with y'all. Check us out on TikTok and Instagram and Spotify.
Yeah, we promise we'll be a little more active on all platforms. So check us out, please.
We're most active on Instagram.
Roll Tide.
Roll Tide.
All right, guys, if you made it this far, please jump on over to our homepage and check out our NFC video. It's going to be dropping within 24 hours of this one.
Bang.